speak loud, let's uplift this place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Is this going to be an everyday thing?
Every day. That hypes me up, man. Yeah.
Narcissistic.
Hypes me up, man. It don't hype you up. I saw you over there bobbing. That's why I told you. I said
Bobbing, shaking my head like, bro, no.
No. You was doing up and
No,
down.
I wasn't.
You won't go on side to side. You was in there going, yeah.
You do that real good on the mic.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Oh, you ain't funny neither.
Gotcha.
But I saw you. That's why I started playing. I said, look at
How about no?
No, how about yeah? Yeah.
No.
What's going on with you?
You, bruh.
Yes.
And
It's a day. It's a day already.
they already.
Yeah, we got to talk about what's going on in the city. But what you
things
said, man?
happening.
Huh?
Things are happening.
Bruh. I was just taking a look. I guess I better open up the mics and open up the telephone lines now, because I know a lot of folks want to talk about it. But 504-582-9422 for everybody to be able to call in and talk. But it looks like we getting ready to turn the lights on.
Turn your lights on.
Did I hear the lights turn on? Turn the lights on them?
Turn your lights on.
What?
Turn your lights on.
What?
Turn your lights on.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Turn the lights on them?
Turn your lights on.
Yeah, that's what everybody's talking about right now, because your new mayor-elect, your new mayor now, talking about turning the lights on. We all in, so now we're going to turn the lights on. So they out there on the streets saying all the dark places in the city, they want those lights working, so they're going to turn the lights on. Now we done found money so that we can get them lights turned on.
And you know what's the thing? That impressed me, actually. She started with New Orleans East.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. They were on Crowder. They had press conference and everything.
On Crowder?
On Crowder. And they showed the men fixing the lights. I said, shine the lights on them. Shine the lights on them.
That's what you said for real, bro?
Shine the lights on them.
But there's always something with me.
Captain Conspiracy. Dun, dun, dun.
And I first of all, let me say, good. I'm glad that this administration has seen it fit to do that. To let's get up and let's make sure that these lights on, whether it's New Orleans East or anywhere else. I'm glad that they took the initiative to get out there and say, that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that these lights are getting on, because, the same problem is not as bad, but I'll say the same problem is in Lakeview. Everybody be like, well, Lakeview get everything.
I've seen it. I can attest to it.
But you come across the overpass that comes from I-10 that goes over 610 to go to Lakeview.
It's dark.
Dark.
I go that way almost every evening.
It's not dark.
Dark.
It's dark. And it's dark at 5 o'clock. That's crazy. I hate this time change. I hate the time change now.
I love it. But the thing is, the time change that we're in right now, we need to stay in it.
Like now?
Yeah.
What's wrong with
this
you?
is regular time. We need to stay in regular time.
It's dark.
Well,
when we leave out of here. I get off at 6 o'clock. It's like 8:30, 9 o'clock when I look like
but
me.
Captain Orange, reserve those words. Captain Orange is trying to start a war, so then we might have to go stick with daylight saving times, because that's what it was originally created for, was World War II, so that they can have more daylight to do what they need to do.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the lights that are going to be turned on, and light. One of the things I will say to the administration, to Elena and everybody else that's involved in that, thank you, because it's needed, been needed. The problem, and I hope this is somewhere in that conversation piece of turning the lights on, is the folks that will get out there and break into those lampposts and steal the copper. Because remember, that was part of the problem of why they were out in the first place.
Why you want to give people ideas, bro?
They ain't giving them no ideas. That's what they did. That's why they weren't. That's why I think Ray Nagin started with let me get the lights fixed, and he got the lights fixed. And it wasn't but a couple of weeks after that that those same lights were out again because they were breaking into those lampposts and stealing the copper.
Where was it that recently, as in last week, where was it that they stole $3.1 million worth of copper? It was somewhere around here.
Here?
I think it was here.
No, we know about that.
Well, not in the city, but Louisiana, period. I think it was in Louisiana. $3.1 million. I'm like, wow. That was a haul. But where are you gonna sell all that at?
Oh man, you can sell all of that in let me tell you something. And I ain't saying this about everybody. That was in Hammond.
Yeah. I knew it was in Louisiana.
Yeah. It's actually, well, you know what? That was $90,000 worth of copper that was stolen.
Now, in the news, they
the
said
$3 million copper ring was December the 29th.
Okay.
And that was in Loudoun County. Where's that? Where's Loudoun County? $3 million led to the arrest by the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff deputies arrested Alexandru Constantin, 43, Crystal Petrovici, 38, and Robert Secure. I don't know where that is. Because all these names right here look like this is College Park, Maryland. That's what they're saying this is. That's exactly where it is, in College Park, Maryland. So I'm like, oh, that can't be around here with these names because that's a little different. But these names, I'm looking, and they're saying that was in College Park, Maryland. You just let anybody in. Some people, you need to check them at the door, bro.
He came up there knocking like he was the police.
You gotta check them at the door, boy. You don't know what they got on them. Well, yeah.
Now we gotta worry about who's following him.
No. You ain't pat him down, bro. You ain't pat him down. You should have pat him down. I ain't gonna tell nobody who he is. Mm-hmm. But $3.1 million of copper was stolen. That was College Park, Maryland.
Okay.
So my question is, I'm glad that they doing get the copper ready and all this other stuff for the lights and turn the lights on and they doing the work now. I'm glad that's being happening. But are you doing the work and turning the lights on, but also making sure that they can't steal it? Because they going to do it.
Yeah. Now, I can't remember where it was, but I heard that some parish said they were going to start using aluminum.
Right. That's us. They'll start using aluminum, but are you doing it now? And that's aluminum instead of the copper.
Yeah.
Because they said that the copper is worth a whole lot more than the aluminum.
And they both conduct, except copper is a better conductor, but still aluminum does conduct.
Well, thank you, Bob the Builder.
Oh, I've been shocked enough by electricity to know.
I told you. You ever seen that? I think it's like on Facebook where this little boy is getting ready to stick a pin in the electrical socket. And the mother's going, oh, no. And the daddy's like, no, let him do it. And when he does it, it shocks the crap out of him. And the dad looks at him and says, you won't be doing that again, will you?
I didn't see that one.
Oh, it's funny. It is funny. I forgot what show it's on, but it's funny.
I found out the hard way when I was a kid.
We all did.
Trust me.
That, getting burnt by the stove.
Oh, yeah. That little thing where the pilot used to be up on the stove.
Yep.
I tapped that sucker. My mama said, uh-huh.
Gotcha.
You're going to learn.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I'm glad that they're going to fix the lights. But my question again is, what's the plan? And maybe they just don't want people to know. Maybe there is a plan. But what's the plan to make sure that they're not going to steal that copper?
Well, if the lights are on and then they're off again, we'll know.
And then who's going to get the blame when they go out? Will it be the city? Will it be Entergy? Or will it be the thiefuses? The thiefuses will be out there doing it. Yeah. All right, we got to take a break. We'll take a break here. We'll come back. Have some old conversation in just a minute, y'all. And open up the telephone lines, 504-582-9422. Give us a ring.
Hey, this is Dave Poston. Be sure to listen to WBOK 1230 AM every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and Sunday evening at 5 p.m., bringing you the best Southern Soul barroom music with the Southern Soul Weekend Party Mix, hosted by me, of course. I'll be playing your favorite Southern Soul music by artists from all over the South, right here on WBOK 1230 AM or online at WBOK1230.com. The station you listen to longer. Listen to longer. Listen to longer.
Experience 2 nights of genre-blending music with the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation's Jazz and Heritage Concert Series, presented by Goldfarb Financial, happening at the George and Joyce Wynn Jazz and Heritage Center in New Orleans. See jazz vocalist Ingrid Lucia and the Good Troublemakers on Friday, January 16th at 8 p.m. Then, on Saturday, the 17th at 8 p.m., catch pianist-composer Lawrence Seabrist, Estralia Banda, with special guests Tommy Lowry and Bart Plateau. Expect a thrilling mix of jazz, classical, Afro-Cuban funk, and more. Tickets are $10 and available at jazzandheritage.org.
Meet Leanna, a part-time chef and full-time mom. In the past, Leanna didn't have health insurance because she didn't think she could afford it. What she didn't realize is she qualified for Medicaid. She loves the coverage and peace of mind that comes with high-quality care. The kind of care you get with Healthy Blue. This is Medicaid, and it's for more people than you think. Maybe even you. To see if you qualify, go to myhealthybluela.com.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet. As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. Here's how it works. 1. Call to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. 2. Our design experts come to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. 3. Our certified installers complete the transformation in as little as 1 day. And right now, for a limited time, you can upgrade your bathroom for 50% off installation or choose 18 months with no interest and no payments. But you need to call now. This special offer is only available by calling 800-981-8177. That's 800-981-8177. Call 800-981-8177 right now before the offer ends.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you. All right, come on. Let's talk. 504-582-9422. Especially my folks out here in the East. How you feeling with all the folks that are coming out to the East as of today to tell you, baby, we're going to get the light shined on you because we all in. We won't turn the lights on. For all those folks that have been complaining about how dark it is out there, especially on the highways, especially on the side streets, Morrison, all the places where the lights aren't working and haven't been working. And I hate to say this way, and you're probably going to get mad at me that I say it this way, but it's true. The lights haven't been working in certain places in New Orleans East so long that y'all done got used to it. Hello? Who is it?
No.
It's that dude that says "Hail to the No."
Push it, Bullwinkle. Hell
Who?
to the no.
Who is it? It's "Hail to the No." Who is "Hail to the No"? Somebody that you don't need to know.
You know what? I can't even argue with you on it.
Because
it's
been
true.
dark for so long that
You're
you
used
done
to
got
it.
used to it. And you think that's the norm. But it's not, has not been, is not, and shouldn't be. Wow. Or better yet, and I got to agree with Belinda on this. Belinda's online and she's saying the same thing. We've been complaining for so long that we just done got tired of it.
You become indifferent.
Howard done got the right one. Howard said it's been out so long due to the past leadership. I can remember, and I want everybody to remember this, going back, the only mayor, well, not the only mayor, but I do have a twist in this. I can remember when Ray Nagin made it a point to let everybody know, to tell everybody that he wanted to get those lights on, and they put out a contract to get the lights turned on. And if you remember, it was a contractor from Baton Rouge. He and his son worked hand in hand in that lighting company. This was right when I think Mayor Nagin was getting ready to leave office. But this man got the contract. And then when Mitch came in, they still worked on the contract. They had the contract, and they were doing the lighting. After they finished doing the lighting, Mitch didn't want to pay the people because he wasn't doing it on their money. He was doing it on his money and trying to get reimbursements as well as getting paid for doing the work. Well, after they did the work, I can remember Mitch Landrieu didn't want to pay him and actually settled with them for a certain amount, not the amount of the contract. It was a whole lot less. He made no money. He and his son. And he was pissed to the highest of festivity. I don't blame him. You don't have no word. Don't have no word. Shortly after that, we saw the demise of a black-owned cement company here, Baker Ready Mix, owned by Arnold Baker and his brother. And what was stopped then was they started shifting contracts from Baker Ready Mix to other places. Then we saw the sale of Baker Ready Mix because he had employees, he had overhead, he had to get the cement mix, he had to do his yard work, he had all them trucks. And no money was coming in because they were developing contracts with other people. But one thing that was for certain is that you're talking about a black man that owned a cement company that could deliver the types of cement it took to shore up those levees, to build those high-speed cement for those roadways that had to be redeveloped, like the causeway, like the twin spans, because there's a difference. You can't just put any old cement down. You have to put high-speed cement. But he wasn't getting the contracts. So the next thing you know, somebody wants to buy his company. Instead of going bankrupt, he said, okay, I'll sell it to you. So he sold it. Then the next thing you started seeing were these big ready mix trucks that were, I'm trying to figure out, lime green? Yeah. They changed the colors to lime green. But on the side of the door, you could tell that it was a different company because it had in a circle the logo, LCC. And I just happened to know Arnold's family, his family members. So it made me ask, what happened to the big yard that Arnold had, and what happened to all of his trucks? They said he had to sell the company because he started losing those contracts from the Army Corps of Engineers. He had lost all of those. He had lost all these. I'm like, well, what happened for him to lose all these contracts? Because what you knew about Arnold Baker is, number one, he's a smart man. That's first of all. Still is a smart man. Second of all, he knew that a lot of these contracts were not only federal contracts, but they had to have some type of economic push for those that were certified for somebody to be involved in those contracts that were minorities. Well, guess what you got? You got the head of a company, the CEO. He got the trucks. He's got all the specs they need. So I didn't need to get all these other companies and somebody else just because they were minority. The minority is the CEO. So he's getting the head of the contract. He's getting the contracts because he is that person. Well, all of a sudden, you're not getting those contracts because somebody politically is stopping you or putting in the word to not put those contracts out there for you to win.
Who would do such a thing?
Let me finish the story. So the next thing you know, how would you get the mandate of what these federal contracts would need? Not only the owner, the trucks, the cement, timely fashion to supply the Army Corps of Engineers. You are missing a good piece because you can't provide the minority for those contracts. So who do you go get? Your aunt. A woman, a white woman, who is also considered a minority. Then all of a sudden you saw the painting of those trucks turn to lime green. And you also saw that logo on the side of the trucks. It didn't tell you the full name of the masonry company, the cement company. It just said LCC in a circle on the side of the door of those trucks. What my question had been for a longer period of time than, as you can probably tell, still is, how do you have someone who makes a whole bunch of decisions that's so close to rebuilding this city, that's in charge, to have a close relative to get those contracts? So everybody was trying to figure out, well, who is LCC? LCC stands for Landrew Cement Company. What? Yeah. So the next thing you know, your aunt is now the head of, the owner of a cement company that actually belonged to a black man that was providing cement for all the major bills in this city. Can you imagine how many different showing ups it was happening in this city? What I mean by showing up, I ain't saying showing, meaning they showed up. No, I mean shoring. Like when we building all these different bridges and all of these places where we need to make sure that the levees are shored up and providing cement for that shoring. You know how much cement is a yard? And we talking tonnage. So I'll never forget as I am watching them rebuild the twin spans. Y'all remember the temporary twin spans? Used to scare the hell out of you because it was made out of some type of plastic. And you look over to the left side and they building this monstrosity and driving them pilings into the ocean floor and to the lake floor. And what you would see on the other side was one green truck after the other parked in place to provide truckloads of cement to rebuild the twin spans. How much y'all think that contract was? Somewhere in the neighborhood of over $75 million. But there was no investigation. There was no conversation. There was no one. There was no IG. There was nobody saying, Jack, how much cement did it take to rebuild a lot of those places? The twin spans, shoring up all of those places near the lake because of that. How much cement was delivered? Nobody said a word. And then you had, and exactly right, Cedric, then you had all of that cement that was being delivered to build this $1 billion project that we call the New Orleans International Airport. How much cement was delivered? But nobody said a word about the ownership. But I'm thinking to myself, as I look at who we investigate, how they get investigated, we pick and choose. We pick and choose. Because nobody's saying nothing about those different entities that made me go, We need to be talking about that immediately. But we're not. So now, we need to find out, and this probably won't be hard to do, the process that has taken place to see who got the contract for the lighting in New Orleans. Was the process done correctly? And I guess that I'm looking at this and saying, that's mighty quick. Unless y'all were doing this for a long period of time and putting it together, how long was the bidding process? Was this public record? Who got the contract? Who's doing it? Because one day I figured out, I was like, oh, wow. That's in your that's in your conversation piece of fixing the lighting. I'm not mad at you. But 2 days, we got somebody to do it. So this had to be in the works. And I hope there's not a favor for supporting me in my bid. Because we're so busy cheering. My question for real is, are we asking the right questions? Because this initiative makes everybody cheer. Made me cheer. All right, good job. And I still say that, good job that you took the initiative. And I'm going to get the downtrodden areas of New Orleans first. That doesn't necessarily mean it's New Orleans East. That doesn't necessarily mean it's Lakeview. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's Uptown, Algiers. It means the areas of complaints that you have had since you were a council person. Let's go get them. But what was the process? I thought we ain't had the money. Did we have the money in capital expenditures? Because y'all do know that the city has more than one budget. There's the general fund budget, and then there's the capital budget. So did we move the money around? Because this ain't no, screw a light bulb in. Those are, what do you call those lights? Those street lights? LEDs, but I think they're made out of magnesium. So those lights are expensive.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're very expensive. And they're not little. They look little when they're high up in the air, of course, but they're not. And then the specs. And the replacement. Oh, there's so much stuff that I need to ask. But again, I'm glad on the initiative. Because out there today, you had who? The mayor, Helena Moreno, District Attorney Jason Williams, Councilmember Jason Hughes, and her executive leadership team. And they started up with, a lights on process for New Orleans East. They say that this marks the first step of Lights On, a cornerstone of Moreno's 100-day priorities, which focuses on improving public safety and delivering coordinated infrastructure improvements in every neighborhood of New Orleans. Well, why is she working on New Orleans East? Hold on, let's make sure we get this straight. And I want everybody to know it. New Orleans East showed up for her. Hello? Can y'all hear the words that coming out of my mouth? New Orleans East showed up for Helena Moreno when she was running. The least she could do is pay you back. Shine a light on them. Now, do you all think that this will continue? That's a serious question. Well, why are you saying that, G? Well, why you think that? It's a serious question because this city has been known. It has been known to start a project, get you all hyped for it, and then we let it go. What? I can give you one right now that'll make you go, well, you got a point there. Algiers. Tearing down that apartment complex. Y'all got everybody all hyped up about it and then said, oh, by the way, we don't have the money. So I wonder how those folks in Algiers are feeling compared to. Don't that make you go, oh, yeah. I forgot about that one. All right, 504-582-9422 is my number. Anytime you want to kick in. Don't make me out the bad guy. I'm just telling history. If I'm Freddie King, my first question would be, what about us? What about us? Ain't that a song? What about us? Well, but anyway, I'd be asking questions. And shouldn't he be? All right, we got to take a break. Boy, this hour is going by fast, huh? Get your calls in. 504-582-9422. And I got some other stuff, boy. We're going to get dirty in the 5 o'clock hour. It's going to get dirty. Whoa. More coming up, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
My name is Armand Gillespie.
And this is Philip Thomas.
And we are the Bald Online Podcast, where we cover all the major sports topics. But today, we come to you all to talk about a more serious topic.
Suicide prevention. A little less than a week ago, a young, talented football player named Marshawn Nealon took his life after scoring his first NFL touchdown.
We stress the importance of life and how precious every person is. We on Bald Online Podcast hope, if you're ever going through anything, to please reach out to a loved one.
And if you think you have no one to turn to, please call 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Remember, you are loved and cherished in every possible way.
Peace and always love from us. And remember, ball don't lie. Peace.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
What if just $50 could open the door to your new home? Godan's is inviting you to enter their Key to Your Heart house raffle, where one ticket gives you a chance to win a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in the city of New Orleans. The drawing will happen on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Tickets must be purchased by February 12th at 11:59 p.m. Enter now at RAYZE.it/Key to Your Heart.
WBOK.
Better pay attention.
Powered by Cox Business. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. So I guess the question is, what's next? And I thought my folks from New Orleans East would be flooding us today to give us that insight. To be telling us how they feel about it. I applaud the effort. I applaud the effort. But I don't know if I'm not looking at it another way too. Am I wrong for that? I just have a feeling that something ain't checking out. How do you make that decision? We had to be working on this. This don't happen in 2 days. Am I wrong? Somebody in the city government tell me, am I wrong? Y'all gonna make me call Jabari and ask Jabari. Because somebody had to sign something somewhere. There had to be a RFP somewhere. Somebody had to agree to this. I mean, somebody had to. This is not. And you can't tell me this was an emergency outlet that we just basically got somebody because we're emergency. Hell, these lights have been out for 8 years. And I swear to God, I hope ain't nobody been holding back on it, waiting for somebody to get elected and then said, okay, let's do it now. We don't want to do this under Cantrell. Because this ain't about the leadership of the city. This is about the people that live in these districts that's been complaining forever and a day. Forever and a day. And I'm sorry, Mr. D, this don't have nothing to do with strategic planning. It don't. It's not the process. The process don't say, okay, here you go. I can plan for any damn thing, but if I don't go through the process, my planning is all mute. And it is true. What you say, Don?
Hey, man, I had to jump in, as a resident of New Orleans East. My thing is, if the mayor and our new representative, Jason Hughes, is here in the East talking about, this going on, I guess I can call his office tomorrow and find out, who's the company that they're using and was it the guy that, who had that lowest bid for the project.
Unless it was an emergency contract, and I can't see it being an emergency contract.
Yeah, I mean, because everything under they claim, that the council is supposed to, I guess rectify everything that, rectify, but to verify things that the mayor wants to do, because it has to go through them before they give approval.
Oh, this is gonna be I don't know if I sound like I'm gonna be on her side on this one, but hear me out. This one is gonna be a kumbaya moment. This is a win.
Yeah, right.
This is going to be council saying, heck yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. My question is the process and what we've been told over the years, and also knowing how this process works. It would be put together as a request for proposal.
Right.
You used to have to go, and I think it still is the same way. You used to go with the lowest bid.
The low bid, right.
But they had to go they had to be able to do the work with the lowest bid. And then part of that is you had to have your minority partnership to go along with it. It had to be certified.
Exactly. That's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be. Now, the part that I don't know, and I'll be the first one to say I don't know. I'm not saying anything was done wrong, but I need to know, because it's just too soon for me to be like, wait a minute.
You just got to office.
You just got here. You just signed in yesterday. I do. Oh, lights. This is almost like lights, camera, action.
Yeah, I mean, how could they do it, while the woman has just gotten in office and all of a sudden...
And we also saying that we don't have the money.
Yeah, predetermined, exactly. And it goes even further than that, Gerard. What's going to happen with the new garbage contract?
With the what?
The garbage contract, for the new. Wait,
there's no new garbage contract. No, there's no new garbage contract. Are you talking about Henry's?
Yeah, with Mr. Henry. I mean, wasn't he supposed to go to court or have to do something in order to get the guy? Because again, he's supposed to be had a little bit. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out how these folks went. Last year would decide to pay more money than what Mr. Henry was asking. Not to have him there because they were so satisfied. With IB Waste.
So let me say this, and we know, and for anybody that listens to this radio station knows that Troy is one of the principal owners of this radio station.
Right.
But I'll be the first one to say I don't see it happening. But they in court, and nobody's ruled yet. How long is it going to take them to rule on this contract to be able to take it over? Is he going to fight? Yeah, he's going to fight it. Yeah. But you also had, commercials running against her saying that she don't like black business.
Sure, I'm at wit's end, man, trying to figure out exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, every time I think about Noonie, man, and what's going on with the IG, this situation, man, is just so up in the air right now. How in the world can this thing be in court when, like he was saying, it's the public matter. I mean, the public's supposed to be able to know and get what they need to get when public matters are concerned. But yet and still, they're running around like they're trying to hide something, and the IG is just there. Now, he's not really doing anything for the public because we haven't heard anything from him in months now. And I'm just at wit's end, man, trying to figure out exactly what's going on in this city.
Well, all I can tell you is join the club. This issue that I'm bringing up right now, again, I want everybody to understand, I'm not trying to do Debbie Downer, but something happened, and I'd like to know what happened between 8 years ago and one day from yesterday.
Yeah.
What happened to make this get done? Because I feel like, it's almost making the previous administration look like they was sitting with the thumb up the butt.
Yeah, absolutely. Like nothing.
And I hope that ain't the case.
No, yeah.
And if I'm Oliver, I'm standing out there wait a minute, I've been asking y'all to do this forever.
Sure, exactly. Well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can get some answers in the next few days.
We'll see.
Okay, buddy.
All right, Don. Thank you, man.
Okay, man.
All right. Miss Claudia, I need you to hang on for a minute. Can you hang on for a minute? I need to play my news. Give me 60 seconds, and I'll come right back to you, Miss Claudia. Hold on.
Campus of Xavier University. WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Arizona Senator Mark Kelly is suing Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, claiming a punishment over video urging troops to refuse illegal orders violates his constitutional rights.
That's why today I filed a lawsuit against the Secretary of Defense to protect my rights, the rights of retired veterans, and the rights of all Americans.
Hexeth called the video seditious. A Chattanooga pastor is headed to prison. Ricky Lee Taylor Jr., who is black, was sentenced to 30 months for a $1.8 million COVID-19 relief fraud scheme. Prosecutors say he used fake businesses to get PPP loans and spent the money on luxury items. He must also pay restitution. And Helena Moreno is officially New Orleans' 63rd mayor. She was sworn in at the Sanger Theater by former Vice President Kamala Harris, becoming the city's first Hispanic and second female mayor. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you. My number 504-582-9422. Just wondering how things are going. What you say, Miss Claudia? Thank you for holding.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
Good. What you got?
Good. So I just started listening, and concerning the lights for the, New Orleans East, I just wanted to chime in a little bit, and just to say, when I heard that there was going to be lights going forth around the Willows today, and that Mayor Moreno was going to be out here, I thought it was going to be more of a press conference type of situation.
You don't think it was?
Where we were going to get information about how the process was going to work and when the lights was going to be on. So it was cold, so I didn't make it out there. But to see the lights, the camera, and the action today, I was totally surprised. So I was trying to figure out in discussions with others, how did this happen so quickly? And the thing that I'm getting is that, oh, why are you questioning how it happened so quickly? Just be happy that it did happen, you know? And we are super happy that something looks like it's going to start working for the residents in the East.
Right.
But I'm just curious about the process.
That's what I'm
What
curious about.
processes are we utilizing to make these things happen, and how did it happen within a 24-hour period? I'm curious about that.
So you have the same curiosity, I'll say curiosity, that I do. Because I know how the process goes for a request for proposal for a contractor. And that's how the city of New Orleans is set up governmental-wise with its processes, meaning that if you have a company that wants to bid for a replacing lighting, they got to go through the process. Then there's a proposal that's put together. You send your bid in, and hopefully you have all the elements that's needed, including your use of folks, meaning do you have a minority subcontractor or a minority piece of your proposal? All these different things that go on makes me ask the question. So you can't tell me within the last 8 years that we couldn't get the lights fixed, and then not 24 hours later when you get elected, you out here with a press conference getting the lights done. And I'm like, wait a minute. How did that happen? I am so glad for the people in New Orleans East. Please don't get it wrong. I hope nobody gets it twisted like, oh, he
I'm
hating
not
already.
getting it wrong, because I don't want to be taken wrong about it either, because I do appreciate any activity that is positive for the community to occur when we have been waiting 20 years basically for basic services. So I'm happy, but I question too how we are now in a supersonic situation where things are just happening magically.
I wish I had the answers for you, Miss Claudia. I really don't know. I'm asking the same questions. I'm like, wait a minute. How did this get done within 24 hours? What did I miss? And that's what my main problem. What did I don't think that I really don't, and I want to give her credit. I want to give this administration some credit, because I think I've been on them bad about stuff that's getting done and not getting done.
Right.
Who's been there for this long, da-da-da-da. But what did I miss that makes me say, oh, that's what I missed? That's all it took? That's what you had to do? Would you please explain it?
Yeah.
I want to be wrong. I really do. I want to be wrong. But the
Yes.
process is a little bit different in getting a contractor to do this, no matter who it is.
I don't know, and when you find out, you can please make it known.
I'm trying to get into contact with Oliver Thomas now.
Oh, okay, then. Thank you.
Because I know he's been the council person for the last 4 years, so maybe I'm missing something. So maybe he can answer.
Okay.
Okay, dokie.
Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And I really don't think that I'm wrong for asking. I really don't. I don't think I'm wrong for asking. But I do think that people need to know. And that's why I'm sending out these text messages. We'll see. Now, let me give you the other part of this. And I want everybody to understand why I say this. And I don't think I really have a problem saying it. I really feel that the doors of development, the doors of kumbaya, the doors of welcoming everybody into New Orleans, the doors of improving this city have flown wide open. What? I do believe that the doors of economic development, growth, I think all of that is now wide open. Why? Say, bruh, can you call Oliver? Can you call him? You got his number? Okay. One of the things I can tell you that I didn't like and still don't like, and I know this is going to make my telephone lines fly off the hook. So let me go ahead on and give you the number, 504-582-9422. I really have a problem with the city having as many employees as it has, a bunch of smart people that know how things are supposed to go, that have to teach other folks that don't live here how to do the work. And everything is contracted. What? Yeah. But that's a story for another time. But we'll get it done. We'll have that conversation. OT.
What's going on, buddy?
Oh, what you say that? How you doing?
Man, I say happy birthday to Willow. My daughter made 16 today, so we're in the middle of all that.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm bothering you with that. Then.
Oh, no. And the last thing a 16-year-old wants is me hanging around. So she's got a couple friends here and
And it
got her
sounds like you having
balloons.
some cake. That's what it sounds like right now. You having some cake, bro?
I'm just nibbling on a little piece of something, Papa, and
I ain't mad at you.
talking to my favorite producer and talk show host.
Yes, indeed. I got a question for you that I've had.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm doing something right here or not. I told everybody like I do not want to sound like Debbie Downer, but I'm asking questions. How in the world do we go 8 years with complaints about doing lights and we can't get the lights on? We can't get the lights on. Everybody talking about it. And then within 24 hours, we got a campaign of turn the lights on and we got people fixing the lights. Did we contract that out or is that Public Works doing the work?
Well, I mean, Legacy was the group along with All Star Electric that had the contract with the city to do the lights, replace the lights, and so I really don't know. All I know is the biggest problem we had was a lot of theft of the copper wire that goes in and out of the light stanchions. It was difficult to create a light stanchion where you couldn't take the cap off and pull it out. People would traverse the interstate to pull the wire down as well as downtown. And, you know, I did a special with Channel 6 WDSU, if you'll remember, and I had a whole display where I videoed throughout the city where the lights were out all over. So I don't know specifically what the new administration is doing now to get these lights on, but the challenge isn't getting them on. And you said something earlier when I was listening to you. The challenge is keeping them on.
Right. Right.
I mean, so look, let's celebrate. Let there be light.
Right.
But that has not been the challenge to get the lights on. The challenge has been keeping them on.
I just gotten to the point to say that we are too smart not to be able to create something. And I think the thing that they came up with was taking the copper and using aluminum instead of using the copper to keep those lights on. But I'm thinking to myself, why are we changing this up? Is this because we got that many thieves that's going to go to these light banisters and pull all that copper wire down?
Well, let me look. I can tell you I've complained about it before. We tried to impose some restrictions on the metal junkyards that take the metal, that they would be required. Eugene Green and I actually did that. Required to log in, take their license plate. When people would come to bring scrap metal and wire and copper and stuff like that. But it's really a deeper thing. We got to find a way, Gerard, and you were correct when I was listening to you earlier. How do you protect the light stanchion and how do you redesign it so that people can't get in it? Because, look, just like there's a market for copper, if they start lining it up with aluminum, guess what's going to happen then?
They're going to take that too.
They're going to take that
anything
too.
that can conduct that electricity.
So the biggest problem in our city, and you heard me talk about this during the campaign and continuously, is that we have an atmosphere in this city that, and I've talked about it from my time away. I was out of office for 14 years. I don't know what happened the last 16 years where people think they can do what they want, when they want, how they want, to whoever they want, where they want. And that has to stop, and there has to be a respect for property, respect for municipal governance. And no, I'm glad that they're doing light, and I'm sure that was a strategic political move in terms of what they did. But let's not celebrate that the lights are on. Let's celebrate that the lights can stay on.
But if we seen this happen one time before, which we did, I remember when Ray Nagin had said something about the lights being on, and he was going to put out a contract, and it was his time gone, and then Mitch Landrieu took it over. We got that contractor out of Baton Rouge. It was a man and his son that owned an electrical company, black man, black son, and we didn't pay them. We had to go back and renegotiate and pay them. That man actually operated but didn't doing all this work with his own funds.
Well, you're going to see a lot of things mimic from the Landry administration. To his credit, I just hope it works. Our new mayor and many of our public officials are following the lead of former Mayor Landry. I just hope the things he got wrong, they get right. And when you talk about lighting and city infrastructure, that we can at least make sure that the efforts are sustainable. I actually like the fact that Mayor Moreno is talking about bringing some of the street maintenance stuff in-house. But those were recommendations from the community.
Right.
Byron Cole was one of the people who recommended that years ago. Folk that I've dealt with, let's start bringing some of that stuff in-house. Let's train people in-house.
Right.
Those were things that I recommended.
I think that we should. We shouldn't be
about.
contracting everything out as a community, and we got high unemployment in our communities in the first place. Well, why are we contracting it out when we got people here that can do the job? And I'm also throw this in here, Oliver. I know you're gonna laugh. We shouldn't be looking for national searches to run a medium-sized marketplace of CEOs or CFOs or whatever, when we got very smart people that live in our community, that care about our community, which is even more important to me, that can run these different departments.
Well, let me say this. National searches and most qualified people only matter if certain people are elected. And that's a whole nother show issue. The business community made everybody running for mayor take these pledges about if you're mayor. But I think that really just applied to maybe me and Royce. And I'm not being facetious, but that's kind of the reality. Look, I just hope that there are people who have some institutional knowledge. What I found out was that when I got back in public office, was that there were too many people that didn't have institutional knowledge. And they were, in many cases, folk from out of town, didn't know the culture, didn't know the department, didn't understand the mission. So I think, and I'm hoping that Mayor Moreno fixes that, brings some stuff in-house, focuses on some local talent. But, time will tell. But I like the fact that they're working to get the lights on. Lighting matters. It says a lot about your city and your community.
Right.
And if we can build some capacity in-house, I'm all for that.
I need to ask you something about you, because we get this every day. I don't know if you know it or not. People always calling up and saying, well, what Olive going to do next?
I'm going to be available to talk to you about issues and answer questions. And Oliver's going to continue to do what he does. I'm here to help if people need me. I don't mind counseling folk. The one thing that I have proven, everybody's quoting me on the budget now from over a year ago when I questioned Montano about where we are right now. That wasn't rocket science. That's because I learned from Jim Singleton and Joe Russo and Dorothy Taylor, and I saw with Revenue Estimating Conference and the fact that receivables wasn't meeting payables. I just read the paperwork. So so people are saying, man, you were right about the budget. Well, yeah, it didn't take rocket science. It just took some work and some study. So I'm here if folk want me to help.
If somebody like yourself has been, what you have been through, you've been through this, how the issues go. So what are your, if I had to ask you, what are your expectations for the next 100 days? What does that look for? What does that look like?
You've heard me use the term sore winner, that the new administration isn't a sore winner. We've had too many sore winners who've won. With them and the political henchmen and brokers around them have spent more time trying to figure out who they could punish than who they could help. I would hope that practice stays out of the way. How do we right-size government, right? There's a study that's out there, Gerod, and this should be a show, and I wouldn't mind doing it with you. What I've been studying the last several months before the election was over, and since then, is that cities all over the place, and this will register with you when I say it in your listening audience. Municipal governments' budgets are growing, but the delivery of services are not. And that's all over the country. So how much do we need to run government with charter services, right? What do we need to do in-house? What do we need to privatize? I think within 100 days, I think our new mayor needs to take a look at that. how do you not have duplicate services within certain branches of government that could be done by one department or departments that can combine? Now, she is taking a look at combining some efforts. I think it's good to start. And then the other thing in the next 100 days is that how do we make sure we collect money out there that we're owed?
Sewage and water board.
And that is millions,
right?
Millions and millions of dollars.
Well, one of my questions has been, and I'll deliver it to you since you know
mm-hmm.
we loaned Entergy $200 million, right? We loaned them $200 million.
Well, guess who went before the Louisiana Recovery Committee with Dan Packer and Ron West to make that loan? You remember who that was?
JP?
That was me.
That was you.
that was after Katrina, the $225 million, so that they could hurry up and get the lines back up.
All right.
Right. Now, if there's been a loan since then, I'm not aware of that.
Well, I think that there was a loan that was given to them. As a matter of fact, that money that I'm sorry, I'm calling it the wrong thing. There was a lawsuit against them, and we won.
Okay, correct. And that was the recovery fund. That money's supposed to go into hardening the grid.
Right. But that's why we loaned it back to them, because we won. So we loaned it back to Energy because their announcement was they wanted to harden the grid. But as I take a look, though, Councilman, I still call you Councilman. I'm trying to make sure I'm doing right here.
Hey, OT, man, Oliver, man.
But I'm still thinking that if we gave that money back and loaned it for them shoring up the grid, it would make me ask questions, because every time we get a wind around here, I mean, just a small wind or it start raining, we see every little storm, every little rain, that people losing their power.
Well, every time, remember our outage downtown because of the birds that were nesting or caused the transformers to go out in the CBD?
Right.
So it's deeper than that. But I got to give Energy some credit. They are working on that. They did some grid hardening and some repairing out in New Orleans East along Haynes, the different parts of the community. Now, but what I think needs to happen is needs to keep track of that. It's interesting you asked me that question. I talked to an engineer who is an expert, who's a designer with Entergy. He said that if you really wanted to deal with outages and reliability, we would transfer our system underground.
Right.
Period.
Because there are some neighborhoods, one in New Orleans East, right off of Reed Boulevard, their power is underground.
There's a few of them.
All of those are underground.
And that's why our lights were back on right after the day after Ida.
Yeah.
Because you're correct. And it was connected to a separate power plant, not the $330 million power plant that didn't work after Ida. So, look, Energy is doing some things to deal with that. I think we'll continue to see some grid hardening, some cooperation, and maybe at some point you'll see a lot of these lines being transferred underground. I mean, we're in an area where wind and rain and water, and especially those wooden poles, right? The other thing the engineer recommended to me is that wooden poles would be replaced with the kind of plastic, steel, or concrete poles that are more durable and more sustainable.
Yeah, and they can sway.
That is absolutely correct. Yeah. So, but that was recommended years ago. Don't forget that was part of the commitment after Katrina when we committed to them, and we got them to $225 million to start recovery of the system right away. We thought that they would be working on sustainable systems, underground systems, and grid hardening. So. But they are doing some things. We got to give them some credit. I've seen some of the stuff they're doing.
Yeah. My question is though, if there is a private contractor, I know that this says even Cliff is online telling me, he said he thinks that the folks that's doing the lighting is from Public Works. But if there is a private contractor, for this issue, would there need to be a request for proposal?
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, unless it's emergency.
That's what I said. It's not an emergency contract.
Then you have executive powers, and you would have to do an emergency declaration or declare an emergency. But maybe this is something that was in the works during transition with the other administration. I think, those are questions that should be asked to the new administration, to the new council. And I wasn't part of transition. Nobody met with me during transition. Nobody asked me how I thought.
Yeah, I remember you said that on the sitting at the city council meeting.
Even though I'm a wealth of information, so I think those are questions that have to be asked.
Yeah. Very good, sir. So you playing happy birthday songs today. So I'm not going to take that away from you because I know that's important to your family. But keep it up, man. I know that you're getting ready to end up somewhere strong.
Well, all I can say is the strongest place I've ever been in is right here in my city, in New Orleans. And I love this community. I'm a faithful listener to your show. I learn a lot. I've learned a lot from the people. Let's give the new mayor and the council a chance, though. I will ask that because that's all you ever want politically is a chance. And let's hold them accountable. But let's give them a chance to make it right, too.
That's it. That's it.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you much,
man.
Man. Keep
Bless
it up.
You guys. Happy New Year. Love y'all guys.
We'll talk to him. All right. Councilman Oliver Tom. I still call him Councilman. But that's OT. Miss Anita, hold on. We coming back. I got to take my break. More coming up, y'all.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityWealthManagement.com. The Magnificent Seven, led by NVIDIA, have been dominating conversations on Wall Street for a while now. But Black-owned and led Ariel Investments is finding value flying under the radar with smaller companies. Here's Ariel Investments founder, chairman, and CEO, John Rogers.
We're still finding ideas in the small value space. They really have been ignored. They're kind of the ugly ducklings when you compare it to NVIDIA and Apple and all these giant, exciting growth stories. The little mundane businesses that we've invested in for 42 years just seem particularly orphaned these days. So we're seeing great ideas and excited to be doing the research. I think there's real opportunity for small value.
Ariel Investments, John Rogers speaking to Bloomberg there. The firm's flagship Ariel Fund focuses entirely on small and mid-cap stocks. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
Let me be perfectly clear. The now deposed president of Venezuela is a brutal thug, but the recent actions of President Trump regarding Venezuela are not policy differences. They are something far more serious and dangerous, an open challenge to the basic principles of international law and national sovereignty. My friend Lieutenant General Russell Honoré said it bluntly, and he is right. Quote, "The notion that a foreign government can claim ownership of another country's resources is a violation of international law and sovereignty. Venezuela is a sovereign nation with the right to control its own resources and determine its own government. The idea that the United States can unilaterally decide to run the Venezuelan government is not only imperialistic, but a blatant disregard for the will of the Venezuelan people. That's not radical. That is Civics 101 on the world stage. But that apparently is of no concern to a President Trump who appears intoxicated by delusions of expansionism as he sets about attempting to coerce the entire Western Hemisphere via gunboat diplomacy. No nation, not ours, not any, has the moral or legal right to seize another country's resources or dictate its leadership because it finds the outcome convenient and financially profitable. That is the language of empire, not democracy. And make no mistake, you can condemn corruption in Venezuela. You can mourn the suffering of its people and still reject the idea that the United States gets to take control of another sovereign nation. Those two ideas are not in conflict. They are at the very heart of international law. History has taught us this lesson again and again. When we try to run other people's countries, we do not bring freedom. We bring resentment, chaos, instability, and endless consequences for too many years. Note, Afghanistan was not a generation, neither was Vietnam. Sovereignty is not for sale. It is not leased. It is not transferred to the highest bidder or the strongest military. It belongs to the people of that nation and only them. Respect for that principle is not weakness. It is the foundation of global order. That world order that is now under threat from the Trump administration. This is Norman Robinson off the top.
Attention, WBOK listeners. Are you a fan of the station and want to show your support in style? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Introducing the official WBOK merchandise, the perfect way to wear your love for the station. Whether you're a longtime listener or a new fan, we've got something for everyone. Head to WBOK1230.com now and grab your WBOK gear before it's gone. When you buy WBOK merch, you're not just getting quality items, you're supporting the station you love.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Meet Leanna, a part-time chef and full-time mom. In the past, Leanna didn't have health insurance because she didn't think she could afford it. What she didn't realize is she qualified for Medicaid. She loves the coverage and peace of mind that comes with high-quality care. The kind of care you get with Healthy Blue. This is Medicaid, and it's for more people than you think. Maybe even you. To see if you qualify, go to myhealthybluela.com.
My wife was frying okra. She's from Mississippi, so that's her favorite thing to do. She left the burner on high, and it didn't take long to ignite. So I ran to the stove, grabbed the pot, and that's when I got burned from a grease fire. And yes, the pain was, it was bad. Oh, Blue Cross treated me great with the recovery process. On the financial side, it would be expensive without Blue Cross. And that's what I was worrying about because I was out of work for 3 months. I'm Chad. I'm from Baton Rouge, and I had Blue Cross for 10 years. I don't eat fried okra. That's the funniest story.
Louisiana Blue. The right card, the right care.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Work is underway the day after Mayor Helena Moreno took office. The project you see behind me is tackling lighting repairs in New Orleans East near the Willows. Along Crowder Boulevard Tuesday, crews replace light bulbs, repair fuses, and relight a gas station. It's work that residents say is decades overdue.
It has been a long time coming, and we are so happy. And we're looking forward to all of the great things that will happen in New Orleans East.
The Lights On initiative is part of Mayor Moreno's first 100-day priorities. The project is part of an executive order pushing for more streetlights across this Crescent City. Phase 1 starts in New Orleans East. Phase 2 will then address Central City. Part of that plan includes hiring city-paid electricians and replacing copper material with aluminum in order to prevent theft.
Through the transition process, what we kept hearing was that, no doubt about it, people wanted to make sure that their street lights worked, that their street lights were on for quality of life issues, but they also said it was so important for public safety reasons as well.
The city says currently there are around 3,000 requests for lighting repairs across the city of New Orleans. Reporting in the East, Anam Siddiqui, WDSU News.
All right, there you have it. 504-582-9422 is my number. Miss Anita, thank you so much for holding.
Sure. Excuse me. How's everybody doing today?
Good. And yourself?
A bit better, but I'm okay.
Okay.
Listen, and I'm saying this because it sounds like she set that up from the beginning for Mayor Cantrell and Councilman Oliver to fail. If she had that money all along, her and that red bottom person, and didn't want to release it, but the soon as she get in office, you getting lights going up. Thank God for those people out there in the East that they will have lighting. But that was just a setup. Because for all of them years, they're going back and forth with Mayor Cantrell just to make her look bad, wouldn't give her the money that she needed, and then all of a sudden they got money? I'm not understanding that. When the city's supposed to be broke? What kind of mess is that?
I don't know. That's why I want to know the ins and the outs. And let me tell you, Miss Anita, I just hope, I really do. I know a lot of people are going to sit over there. See, he hating on her already. She ain't been in there 24 hours and he hating on her. No.
No, it's no hate.
It's not a hate thing. It's an issue of how did this happen. I just want to know how it happened. Because if it happened this way that easily, I want everything else to happen that easily.
And I hope it do, because the city is tore up from the floor up.
Mm-hmm.
It's tore up. Those streets are ridiculous. And if they have money to do the lighting, I guarantee you she's going to pull that money out to do these streets. But she wants the glory. But glory is not in the things that she's doing. She wants attention. I didn't even watch her inauguration.
You didn't go?
I have no interest. I didn't go. I didn't watch it.
You were supposed to go.
No, man. Well, I'm just getting out the hospital, but I wasn't able to go anyway. But no, I wouldn't have go. I wouldn't have went if I was feeling well.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I love the city. I love that city, and you know, I went to school in the city. I went to Francis T. Nichols. You know, and now my grandchildren is over at Carver. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, I just want it to be done right. Money. I just want it to be done right. I think that everybody here is glad to see.
And I appreciate you.
That
Stay on them. Stay on them. I appreciate you for staying on them.
Okay. All right, Miss Anita. Thank you, baby.
Continue. All right.
I hope you feel better. All right.
Oh, well, I will.
All right. All righty. Galloway.
Man, say something, Gerard.
What's going on with you?
No, I'm looking on the page for the contracts of New Orleans. And, you know, the city got a website for contracts and stuff. I don't see that one.
It's not on there.
What y'all got going on down there, man?
I don't know. That's one of the first things I did, go through the and which ones are going through the procurement process. And
that's right.
And that's not on there. That's why I said, I wonder, was this an emergent? Because look, if I can give all benefit of the doubt, I'm going to do it. Because I was like, maybe she put this under an emergency contract. And Oliver said the same thing. He said he didn't know because he didn't see it under an emergency contract when he was in because he was shut out. But my idea is if this was an emergency contract, cool, I understand the process. But you're still talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars if you're talking about doing the East. Now, what I don't want to happen is we just doing the Willows and we're going to leave the rest of the city out. Because I need to show y'all that I'm doing something in the East. I'm hoping that if you're doing something in the East, that you're picking and choosing how you're going to complete all of the lighting that is supposed to be, or at least a bigger percentage than just the Willows when it comes down to the lighting.
Well, Gerard, I'm going to tell you this, brother, and I mean this. There's going to be more of this stuff to come. This woman is a master manipulator of the media. And whatever she can do, she going to have every news crew around her.
Mm-hmm.
And it works on the eye test for some people. But you go like you're doing, WBOK, black media, they go into the weeds. You got to put it where the goats can get it. Contract, the workers. Are these workers and contractors coming from the city of Orleans?
Mm-hmm.
Was the process done in an open forum? That's what matters.
But Galloway, am I wrong? Am I wrong by giving her the benefit of the doubt? Because it sounds like I'm the only one of the telephone people that's calling in right now that's trying to give the benefit of the doubt and how it's done. I am asking the question. But I swear to God, I don't want to take 24 hours to say, aha, caught you, because that's not what I'm trying to do.
Well, look, Gerard, what you do in the dark is going to come into the light. My concern is way bigger than that. You may have lights in the Willows in the East, but these residents of the Willows in the East got to work 2 or 3 jobs to pay the light bill for their lights to come on.
Right.
That's my concern.
Right.
And with Entergy, they must got a good working relationship with them. I don't get all that stuff there, man. Maybe that's where they got the money to pay for this, the money that Entergy owes them. You never know with these folks, man. I just think it's going to be a lot more of this, I got your stuff, until, when the swelling go down, and then we back to the same old New Orleans. That's just my opinion. And hopefully, I ain't going to be too much wrong. But I just think it's just, let me just get out there and make it seem like I'm doing something. And I do really feel bad for OT. You've been counseling of that place, and all of a sudden, the first day you out of office, what you've been trying to accomplish just with life automatically comes on. It's some haterade in there. And I know Oliver is not like that. He don't want to believe that, but brother, they got some haterade towards you, man. Because I know if it was that easy for her to get out there in 24 hours and do that, when she's been sitting in City Hall for 8 years also, without putting them lights up there, or help him put them lights up there, I should say. Something, the smell test ain't good. I will say this: if you're gonna do this every day, you're gonna be it's gonna take you more than 100 days, Helena. I guarantee you that. That city needs a lot of work, a lot of infrastructure. So I don't think you're wrong. You can give it the benefit of the doubt. I told you I ain't giving her nothing. I wouldn't give man. I was about to say something. I wouldn't give her nothing. I'm gonna just put it like that. But you're right though. Keep on them. You got to figure out these contracts. If black contractors are not getting contracts for these programs, if the workers in New Orleans are not getting this work, who's getting the money? Are these people coming from out of town, out of state, coming in, making money, and leaving? It's not leaving any money there? That's a question I would like to know, because I'm looking at these contracts, and I just didn't see this one.
Well, I'd like to know how these areas are going to be chosen, because I got to tell you, the other night I was coming down. I actually went to Mississippi, and when I was coming back from Mississippi, it was dark, but the lights were on in certain areas of New Orleans East. But as I went over the high rise and coming down, right there at that part of the bottom of the high rise at Louisa, is very dangerous because it is pitch black. And if you're not paying attention to people that need to go toward 610, toward Metairie, or go into the city, you get really caught up in a lot of that traffic right there, especially in that area. It's too dark.
Very dark. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's the infrastructure problem. It was bad before Katrina. Katrina made it worse. And, when you get money and folks get contracts, a lot of people just like, hey, look, we're going to do whatever we want to do.
Right.
Who's to say that these people putting these lights up there, is it going to last?
Right.
Once they get their money, that thing might fall down within a week or two.
That's part of the question that I would put in about, what are we putting up? Are we putting up, are we putting up street lights that are, what do you call those lights? Lights that are going to be responsive to how much power they're using? Are they LEDs? Are they the type of lights that you got to buy in a certain capacity? I don't know.
I mean, and that's a great question, man.
And we got 54. I'm looking at the paper now. It's saying we have over 54,000 street lights across the entire city.
And you're using what type of system? Because some of these systems are so old and outdated, and then the newer systems for street lights and stuff cost so much money. At one point in time, everybody was going solar and going green, and was more cost efficient, easy to maintain. It wasn't so much about stealing the copper and other stuff, but we'll never know what they're actually using. All it is a big old press conference to say, look, I put lights up. But you still got to work on this problem that we have. It's too many people live in below or at the poverty level in the city that attracts so many visitors, and the money is not staying within that city. Lights may be one thing. You got people that can't afford their homeowners insurance, their property tax, car insurance. That is a focus for me. We got so many people leaving the city of Orleans. People like me are trying to recruit people to come back. I'm working on a plan right now. 5 years, I need to get at least 50 black men to come down in New Orleans to buy them a home. That's what I'm working on. I said, we're losing one of the most cultural cities in America. So, I'm talking 1699. We had more African Americans at the first census in the state of Louisiana than probably anywhere except South Carolina. So what I'm saying is my people come back. If this woman going to work on stuff and fix it, I may not. I'm not going to like anything that she do. But I'm not going to sit there and just give this city to that lady.
Right.
I hear your music, Gerod, man, and thanks for taking my call. And brothers, stay on their neck. We're going to find out who's getting these contracts and how it's going. What you said about the LLC, thank you for that. Yep. I needed to hear that, brother. Don't ever trust a Landry. None of them. Mickey Mouse, Manny, whoever they Manny, happy name is. Don't trust them. Have a good day, brother.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later. Chris, hold on. We coming right back.
AURN News.
Minnesota State is now suing the Trump administration. Attorney General Keith Ellison held a press conference.
We allege that the surge's reckless impact on our schools, on our local law enforcement, is a violation of the 10th Amendment and the sovereign laws and powers of the Constitution grants to states. We allege that DHS's use of excessive and lethal force, their warrantless racist arrests, their targeting of our courts, our churches, houses of worship, and schools are a violation of the Administrative Procedures Act on arbitrary and capricious federal actions. And we ask that the courts will end the surge of thousands of DHS agents into Minnesota.
State and local leaders have been demanding that ICE leave Minnesota. So far, the administration has deployed nearly 3,000 law enforcement agents, and more could follow. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
Real issues, real talk, real solutions. Miss an episode of The Reality Check? You can catch every episode anytime. Search WBOK Media on your favorite podcast app to tap the bold commentary, real-time reactions, and powerful perspectives from the people and leaders shaping our city. Download, share, and rate it 5 stars because the real ones always stay informed.
What if just $50 could open the door to your new home? Godance is inviting you to enter their Key to Your Heart house raffle, where one ticket gives you a chance to win a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in the city of New Orleans. The drawing will happen on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Tickets must be purchased by February 12th at 11:59 p.m. Enter now at raise, RAYZE.it/key to your heart.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton.
When it comes to family planning, should you go with a will or a trust?
A will is like leaving instructions to the court. It tells them who gets what, but your family still has to go through a succession, which can be costly and time-consuming.
A trust, on the other hand, avoids court altogether. So when the time comes, everything transfers smoothly to your loved ones.
It's a little more work up front, but way less hassle and expense later. Plan smart, save time, and take care of your family.
This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now at 800-311-5977. That's 800-311-5977. 800-311-5977.
WBOK online at WBOK1230.com. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, more coming up. Let's talk to Chris here. Chris, what's going on?
What's up, Gerard? How you doing,
What's
man?
going on with you that you still sound like you from New York?
No, man, I'm straight up 504, man. I'm here, man. This is my city, bro.
What's going on with you?
Man, Gerard, I'm kind of with you, man. You know, the votes done been tallied up already. She is our mayor. So right now you gotta give her a chance. I mean, you gotta give her a chance. I mean, what else you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that Cantrell didn't do anything for the city of New Orleans. Her first term to me was better than her last term that she ran. But at the same time, man, it was a lot of stuff that was undone. And I understand a lot of people have their own doubts about it and saying that it was a setup, it was this. You know what, Gerard? This is what I worry about. If my tax dollars are going to work for me in my neighborhoods, and if things are starting to get done in my neighborhoods and around the city, streets, infrastructure is being fixed, hey, bro, let it work. Let it work.
Mm-hmm.
I pay taxes. We are the highest taxed city in the state of Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
So if my taxes are going to work and if she could do it, let her do her thing, man, as long as I could get some kind of benefit out of it. I understand with the black contractors. My brother-in-law is a black contractor.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm a black contractor. I do certain things as well in this city, me, my wife and I. So I understand that point, but at the same time, we got to look at what did our previous mayor do, and let's give her a chance to see what she's going to do. She made a lot of promises, so let's see if she's going to come good on the promises.
Right.
I mean, that's what I'm feeling right now. If people didn't want her in,
they wouldn't
have
have
went to the polls and voted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people say things after the fact. You know, she this, she that, but did you go to the poll and cast your vote? Or are you one of the ones that do all of the talking without the action behind it?
Right.
So we might as well let her do what she gonna do. One thing that I do know, she do know how to get money from Baton Rouge. She's done that. So let's see what she gonna do. Let's see how good it's gonna be. Let's see if the infrastructure in our neighborhoods are gonna be fixed. The lights are gonna stay on, not just put them up now, and then a year later they're off again. So let's just see what it's gonna do, man.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that too. But in the meantime, I think that we've been going through a whole bunch of stuff, though, Chris, that a lot of us don't trust the process, and we need to make sure that what's done for one person has to be done for all, or we all have to follow the rules. This is not.
I totally agree with you.
I just don't think that this should be a candy-made time to say we're gonna cheer you on, and some can break the rules, but we can't. So, but I'm with this. I'm glad that the people in New Orleans East are getting lights. Let's keep it up.
Hey, bro, I want to see it because I'm living out there, Gerard. So I need to see what's going on. I want to see it.
We're gonna keep on talking about this, and we're gonna see what's next. So.
All right, brother.
All right, brother.
Bro, it was
I
good
appreciate
talking to you, man.
Thank you, Chris.
All right.
Talk to you in a minute. I agree with Chris. I know you still live in the East, so I know you like give me lights. Let there be light. Let there be light. Folks, that's gonna wrap things up for me. I appreciate y'all for being a part of the conversation. We'll see what's next. We'll be back on tomorrow. Y'all have a good evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Or be here.